88 fix. Let's go. Coil on the plastic. And the coil comes like this. The coil comes like this. And here's where your module goes. You take it out the other, the old piece, put it on there. And you have your 4 screws, screw those in. And these simply slide down over your spark plug. So what we're doing is we're changing the coil pack out as well as new spark plugs. Try to get better performance out of this. It's a lot of shaking going on and rough idle, sometimes hesitation. So, and I have a code for no misfires as of yet. Hopefully they don't come, but so far I have a P0141, which is a O2 sensor. So check that, guys, on the Oldsmobile Alero, and I'll have a video on that as well. You can check the link in the description. If not, check the channel. It should be close to around the same time, within a week or so, or less maybe, of the release of this video as well. So if you see this video on the channel, then that video should be there as well. But okay, guys, so this is our replacement part. You can see it's the same part as here, and we're going to take this part. We're going to unhook this clip, take that off, and we're going to use the Allen screws, looks like the star bits, to take this off, and then we're going to put this here. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4 look like 10mm screws. We're going to take those out, pop this out, put the new one in, and we're going to change the spark plugs as well. So in this video we're doing the coil packs. First thing we're going to do is we're going to unhook this. We're going to change this pack out. We're going to unhook this pack. Right here there's a clip. Just press down on it and then pull out. Pulls out real easy. Just make sure you tuck that out the way. And then there's 1, 2, there's 3 star bit screws on there, and I don't know if you can see that, but that's a T15, and I use one of these tools. Pretty handy because you have all of them at your disposal. Link to tools that I use will be in the description. Use my links, guys, because it's an Amazon link and I get a cut. That way you guys can help the channel out by getting something you're already going to get anyway. But use my link when to go to Amazon, then I'll get a percentage based off of what you buy, and you'll help me out a lot, guys. And subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure you guys subscribing. So just going to remove that. Numbers on it is 5205719, and then below that 5272, and then 5J25, and it's a 6-pin connector. Nine pins out. Now what you're going to do is press this back in place. Get your screws in and just start tightening your screws down. And you guys just keep going to eventually you have them screwed down, and this is in there tight. And we're set, ready to install this back into the vehicle. Okay guys, next we need, let's have this long reach 10mm socket, and just going to take off 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 of these. And this one I bought used. As you can see, it's got these markers on it. So I didn't change the spark plugs at all when I did that, and because I was having some troubles, but I bought a new one, brand new. This has been months ago since I got it's been like almost a year, about a year since I got the vehicle, and then I changed that out within a month or so because of performance issues. And it's been over a year now, and it's been better, but not how I wanted to, and so I bought a new one. But as I'm looking in here, just checking this out, and I can see, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's some corrosion down in there, and you can see the white around the edge of these, but there's more corrosion like in there. Okay guys, if you're working with the vehicle and you don't have a spark plug socket, and you want to know what size socket for your spark plugs, you just get a set of your your sockets, and then you just get your spark plug, and this is the top part. You're going to go down from there. So all I do is just look for the one that fits, what's closest to the size. That one doesn't fit, and that's a 15. The next one it slides into, so the 15 doesn't fit, so 16 is what I have, and that's what I'm going to use. You guys can see that bit. That's a 16. So, and it's a long reach, so you can see that you want to have a long reach bit. So you see it covers the socket pretty good. It goes a good half an inch past the nut that's on your spark plug, so that'll work perfect. And since this one is not the proper socket for this, since I don't have one, then what I do is, once I get this the spark plug loosened all the way, then I'll just take my long reach magnet tool down, drop it down on the head, and just pick it up out of the hole. Pretty simple thing. So let's get started on changing the spark plugs. For this job, it depends on how far down your spark plugs are, where they're located. Sometimes they're on the side of the hinges, and on here Good thing it's on the top right here. I can access all four of them. But in case you don't have them 4-way, 6-inch bar, 6-inch extension, and long reach. You're going to need a long reach regardless, but 6-inch extension is pretty much enough. And I can go down in the hole and I can feel the spark plug down there. So 6-inch extension will get that. What I'm going to do is I'll start with number 1 cylinder, 2, 3, and then 4. You just want to break them loose, get them all the way out, and then down there. Comes out, and if you can see, there's a little bit of oil on the plug, and there's a lot of crud on that plug. And if you can see the tip, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's no tip on that plug at all. Let's get this out too. Give me a second, let me get something. Let's see if you can see it like this. You can see there's no tip for the firing. The tip is all burned out on that. No tip on the first one. So we know that this is part of our problem. Performance wise, there's nothing left on that. And then we're just going to put these in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, wherever we lay them down, so if we need to reference back to them again at some point while we're doing this job, we can. Pull 2. There's number 2. Number 2 is dry. Number 2 has a nice amount of material still at the tip. So this one is not as bad as the others, as number 1, so we know. But it's pretty black and pretty. Oh, this, if you can see under there, I don't know if you guys can see under there. I'll try to get you guys updated things on this, put some pictures in the video if I can, but that tip is almost, the top tip is almost completely gone from where the spark has been hitting. So put number 2 there. No more resistance. That's when it's time for the plug to come out. Okay, here's 3. If you guys can see that 3 has no material left on the tip at the bottom, and then there's it's kind of growing its own tip. There's no oil or anything or corrosion on there. It's corrosion, a little bit of corrosion around this part of the tip where the coil goes over, but it's not pretty bad. This one is not as burnt up on the tip as this. It's pretty thick still too. The material here on the top is pretty thick as compared to 2. 2 is almost gone up here. But I'll show pictures of that. Well, number 4. Okay, there's corrosion around here, and this is closer to the bottom of the engine. This is to the hole where the engine is down here, and this one looks just like number 2. There's a lot of more material on the tip On this one, same as number 2, but you can see under here, this is pretty almost filed back almost, so there's almost no material. You see how thin it is. See how thin that tip is. So give you guys close-ups of these, so we know that we need new spark plugs. And that's number 4. Okay guys, so this is what a new spark plug looks like, and this is what a bad spark plug looks like. This one has not been gapped yet, but I just wanted to give you guys a view of the two side by side. If you can see the one on the left, this one has a lot of tip left under there, and this one has almost no tip at all. So when your spark plugs are fouled up, this is part of that reason you're not getting any firing. So what we're going to do now is do a proper gapping. And what you need is one of these gap tools, and I got this one from AutoZone a very long time ago. It's got numbers on it from 0.020 all the way to 0.100, and for this vehicle at the auto parts store they gave me 0.040 is the gap. So to gap spark plugs, you want to find your number, which mine is the 0.40, and then you want to go in from the shorter point. You want to track it around, and this is gap a little bit more than 0.40. It's more like 0.042. So to gap it properly, one just press down just a little bit of firmness on that, and then try it again. We're still about 0.41. Sometimes you may have to use something else to do that. So there we go. Pressed a little bit, and then there we are, 0.040. So all of your, that's how you gap spark plugs, and you just spin it around, put it on the lowest number and spin it around until you get it to your number. I mean, the easiest thing to do is to press this down very close to that, and then you spin it until you get to your number. By the time you get to your number, you're actually opening up the gap to that amount, and you want to just wiggle it back and forth a little bit in that area so that it's locked, so that it opens just perfect enough for that. If you go too far, just press down on the tip a little and then try it again till you get that perfect number you're looking for. And you're just going to do this, make sure all 4 of them are gapped, or if you have a 6-cylinder or 8, you make sure all 6 or 8 or 10 or 12, however many spark plugs you require, how many cylinders, that's how many spark plugs. Once you've got that, then you're ready to install those spark plugs into the engine. So I'll go ahead and gap all of them before we do the install. Once everything is gapped, then we're going to get ready to now put the spark plugs in. So what we're going to do is take the spark plug. This is the bottom of the spark plug. This goes towards the engine. The fire comes here and ignites. This is where this goes into your coil. Coil will sit down on the spark plug like so. So we're going to just take this, drop it down in the engine. We'll use our magnet sit it down in the engine, and then twist the magnet to try to get it to catch a couple threads, and then we'll do that and tighten them down, move on to the next one. So just gonna do that. Tip, it's not gonna go anywhere. spark plugs one at a time, and that's all 4. Now guys, when you're doing this, spark plugs, especially anything that you screw steel, iron, hardened steel or iron, anything into aluminum, you want to take your time, because once you cross thread these, that pretty much tears the threads up. And this, the metal that they're using is harder than the aluminum, so you don't want to make a problem for yourself. So you take your time and do this. You don't just rush. You hurry up and somewhere to be. Something like that that's that delicate, you can break those off in the engine, and then you have a hell of a time and cost getting it out. So take your time to get it out. You put some anti-seize on it if you want to, but these weren't difficult to get out. But that's how you change the spark plugs on a 2.2 engine, GM 2.2. It's 4-cylinder. I mean, it's pretty much universal as far as spark plug changes goes. Just need to know where they are and to be able to access them. But as far as changing it, that's the skinny on that. Now we have everything done at this point. So now what we're going to do is we're going to install coil pack, and we already put our module on. So with this, we're just going to take it, and you see here, this is where the spark plugs will just slide. These will slide right on the spark plugs. So make sure it's clean of debris. This is new, but it's been sitting and dust collecting and stuff, so it's blowing off the dust. And we're just gonna stick it down in there, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 10mm bolts that we took out that we need to run back in there. We're gonna put this in, press it down pretty firm to get these boots to seat on top of the spark plugs. And guys, once you got it all back together, last thing we need to do is reconnect our connector. Make sure it's in there still. And that's it for this repair. Now all we have to do, crank the engine over, make sure everything runs properly.